ourselves. Where am I? There we go. Okay. All right. Giving this a look because it seems like it could be interesting. As far as I know, this is a game about archaeology and translating ancient languages. So here we go. I looked at it for about 5 minutes and it seemed like it could be interesting. So I've just restarted and I only got like 2 minutes into the game. So here we go. I lie in Kesh. In all heaven and earth, you are the form-shaping place, spreading fear like a great poisonous snake. Hymn 7, the Kesh Temple of Nin Persag, Enheduanna, 2300 BCE. Ah. This is me on the bottom right here, I think.
Stories don't have tidy beginnings. The past is always present. But there has to be a spark. Something that brings the past to light.
Please, climb carefully. Got a little robot guy, it seems. I've seen it in the screenshots of the game. You worry too much, it's not much further. Careful you don't roll backwards. It's a long way. Down. Take a moment to rest before you walk, mistress, please. Look, got a red bar. I don't know what the red bar means. I can kind of walk. I'm walking very slowly. This is the summit, as far as the path goes. We need to rest a bit so I can... before I can move properly. And now I can move properly, okay. I guess the bar is like stamina. A bricked up opening. There is something here. People out, do you think? Keep something in. There's something written here. Ancient script. It must have been cut in when mortals were wet. I think I can read it. Heavens. University of Iox. Some weeks earlier.
My story begins on Iox. That was where I met the robot.
Mistress Alia? Mistress Alia Alazra. I've been waiting for you. I've been asked to escort you to Professor Miari. He is very anxious for your arrival. And then I saw this. Professor Miari wants me back on Iox. This screen is as far as I got. This seems interesting. We've got like a timeline of events of the protagonist's life, but apparently also the history of the world as well. We can go as far as the present. Visited Iox. Whatever Professor Miari wants to tell me is so urgent she sent a robot to stop me getting lost. That's what we're doing right now. But we can scroll back to early events. We can go back to Holy Empire as well. The Holy Eoxian Empire, based out of the Imperial Palace and ruled by a deified emperor. That was 650 years ago. But we've got all these different categories at the top too that we can look through. Yari wanted to see me something. Thought it was urgent. Timeline. Oh, okay, we can do this as well. Timeline of the Nebula, Iox, Elbereth, Maersi. Was that? Elbereth. Elbereth is my home, where I'm more up when I want to sleep. Well, not today. Maersi. Maersi is a moon in the Iox Protectorate, but that's all I know about it. And Renaki. Renaki is a market moon, far outside the reach of Iox. I've never been there. There's my birth, which was 32 years ago by the looks of it. And then, so this is the life of the protagonist. My birth. I don't know the true date. The Grey Ladies gave me a day, different from the other children in the... Meeting Oroi. Oroi and I became friends, sneaking around the hall. She stole screwdrivers and I books. Grey Ladies' orphanage. Grey Ladies raised me and found me work from the moment I could walk. Working even as a child. I met Timor. I would later work for Timor in his bar, washing up and fetching supplies. 20 years ago. So the protagonist is roughly 32 years. Miari visits the orphanage on Elbereth. What brought her there, I've never understood. First kiss. We never thought we would leave the orphanage. Adulthood seemed possibly far away. This looks like it's about 18 years ago. So she would have been like 14. Makes sense. It was on Iox. Miari takes me to Iox. It was on Iox that my tool began in earnest. I worked for Timor. Timor had always had another job for me and another reason for me to stay around. During the university, I began to study formally in the same group as Huang. Don't know who Huang is. I met Tapi. Roy introduced me to him. He helped her to get started after I left Elbereth, providing her with tools for the project. Okay. Finding the Nightingale. The ship was resting, half repaired in an abandoned hole on Elbereth. Longest time, I didn't tell Miari I had her. So we're in a science fiction setting where we can travel to different planetary bodies. Arroy helped to launch the Nightingale. I would never have got it up into the rivers without Arroy's advice, but she with me, of course. I get my third robot, but there are definitely problems with this one. That's all. There seems to be another one here that we can't zoom in on. Something there that's between 4 and 5 years ago. There's another red line there, but we don't know what that is yet. Okay, let's check. Okay, so here's Arroy's timeline. Meeting Arroy. First kiss. Arroy sets up her workshop. Talked about doing it together, but in the end, Arroy had to do it alone. Arroy's daughter is born. Named her after me. Tapi, Arroy's son is born. He works for Timor, I think. Lots of Elberethians do. Arroy helped to launch the Nightingale. 3 breaks down. Every robot I've owned has gone wrong or been lost, but 3 was worse than most. This is the red line that we couldn't look at before. And we're unlocking more categories, it seems. Arroy buys 3. I never told Miyari what happened. Robots. Third robot, 3. Elbereth. Can we go any back further? There's definitely other things then. Ancient Empire, Holy Empire, Dark Age, Modern Age. I guess we're going to fill this out as we... Oh, we can go along the timeline as well. Elbereth. How far back can we go? 15,000, 17,000, 1,000. 30,000 years ago, 40,000 years ago, 50,000 years ago. It seems like it's just going to keep going. Elbreth. Timeline of the Nebula? What's this one? Crown of Iox was... Emperors. Crown of Iox was forged. According to legend, it was made for the first empress herself. The last emperor disappears. Iox fell to invaders and the empire was destroyed. The emperor himself escaped. His body was never found. Crown of the Iox emperor was lost. Zoom right in as well. Somehow during the fall of the Iox, the crown had been the mark of the emperor's centuries, appeared along with the last emperor. Within days, apparently. The fall of Iox. The emperor's palace was stormed, the royal family murdered, the guards' ships destroyed. The nebula fell into disarray for centuries. So we live in some era called the Emperor, the Nebula rather. How far back can we go here? The Holy Empire, the Holy Eoxian Empire, based out of the Imperial Palace and ruled by a deified emperor. Crown of Iox was forged. Tree planted on Iox. The tree is still there. The whole university centers around it. Fall. The Fallers established power on Iox. The Fallers destroyed the Empire, but they never extended their reach beyond Iox. Generations passed in obscurity. Then we've got more on Iox. The Loop Temple re-established on Iox. The Loop faith of the Holy Empire has arrived on Iox. University of Iox established, founded to study the events within the Loop. Soon expanded to cover robotics, mathematics, hopper physics, and other fields. And then our life. Nyari visits the orphanage where we live. That's Iox. The Nebula. There's Elbereth. How far back can we go on Elbereth? Just to her birth. What about Maersi? Like coming back. So this is part of Iox as well, I guess. Do they have anything? What about the Renaki? No details on it. Let's go back to the game. He's very anxious for your arrival. Miari, I guess. Oh, shit. The professor... We didn't get time to respond. Professor did not account for her actions, but I imagine she is simply being welcoming. This way. You have a name, Robot? I was going to see her anyway, you know. Did she say what she wanted? You have a name? Wait. You have a name, Robot? That intended to be a joke, mistress. No? Robots do not have names. We are, as I understand it, interchangeable. I've known a few robots. Okay, did she say what she wanted? Yes. Said she wanted you. So why has she sent you? Did you do something wrong? That seems unlikely. My ethical core prevents me from serious error. This way. No, the professor's urgency was remarkable. Lie. Look at her. Look at her. She looks like a tiger in a cage. Most curious analogy, mistress. You understand, I will be required to report it. Lie. Required to? Of course. Professor Miari is my primary user, mistress. Nevertheless, I will try to sugar... You do that for me? Of course. I've been tasked with your well-being. Shall we proceed? Tree of Knowledge. Tree of Knowledge. Or so they call it. Each branch grows more branches. Then we can look at where the tree was planted on. 453 years ago. Just updated. Very much. Now we can reply. Do you finally reach the sun? What the hell? Was that you talking while I wasn't... Question. Why is Miari's room so far from her? I imagine she enjoys her view of the tree, mistress. I'm sure it is most pleasing to her. I don't like that we have limited time to reply. What do you think of the sculpture? There's a pleasing balance to it. I hate it. Worth the time it took to make? I agree. I agree. Miari must like it too. There's a model just like it on her desk. what is your ethical core anyway? What good is it? Obviously, what stops me from pushing humans off cliffs, miss? That's something you want to do? It was simply an example, miss. Were it to be convenient for me to do so, my core would prevent me. I see. We get, like, optional responses.
I was 15 when Mayari rescued me from the slums of Elbereth and brought me here. I'd never seen such luxury or such kindness.
Mark. Went outside the university grounds once, exploring. Very beautiful moon. Hill it was once lush, fertile. Forests, lakes, rivers. They're all but dry now. You've not been outside? No. The dialogue system is interesting. We don't get to preview what we're saying, really. With the remarks, at least. We can keep asking questions. How reliable is your core? Evidently, it is the core of my being. It goes, I go. If we just stand around, do we get more conversation with the robot? Buttons, but doing anything. Okay, it seems like there's a limit to how much conversation we continue. So we're showing the after image of where you were standing. That's weird. That's an interesting place. Kind of like it though. Mayari's office. Mayari, I think they said is the name. How it's pronounced. Damn. Got a mean mug on us. Alright. Professor Mayari. Alia, there you are. Come in. Came as soon as I got your message. We're about to wait outside. Tell me what you want. Came as soon as I got your message. You don't need to flatter me, Alia. Nonetheless, I'm glad you came. I know your work is important to you. Work is important to everyone. Tell me what you need. I'll do what I can to. My work is important to everyone, Professor. Well, today it's important to me. You're our expert on history. Tell me what you make of this. Brooch, it looks cheap. It's certainly old. Certainly old. Certainly old. Empire period. The device is the eagle and the sun. One of the scholars sent this brooch to me. Janequi Renbard. Know him? Maybe, I'm not sure. Did? Look at the detail. I see them. Markings. I know they're a hobby of yours. You read them? Read them. Oh, here we go. Eagle Wing Brooch. Never seen either of these groupings before. Two words have some common elements, so they must have related me. Holy friend? Holy beloved friend? Holy emperor? Holy emperor? But I'm only guessing. And now we've got more things here, just updated. Mayari gave me a brooch, an Empire period brooch in the shape of the eagle. Considered Iox. That's the same one. Okay, we can go. But I'm only guessing. I don't know if that helps at all. What's this about? What's this about? Janequi told me he'd found something. That was over a month ago. Janequi isn't like you. He's an Ioxian through and through. Soft. Tried contacting him. You're worried about him. Worried about him. He's important. And I don't know what he was doing out there. He told me he was going to a moon called Maersi. I can't go hunting the nebula for missing people. You can. You do, isn't it? Find things? Let's see what I can dig up. Need to raise my stipend. For a bobcat, Alia. Come back when you've found him, Alia. You now visit Maercy in the Verdant Pass. Alia, you're taking that robot with you. Thank you, Professor. I long to see the nebula. Mihari wants me to find her friend. Oh, and before you go, look in on Huang. He was eager to see you. Mihari seems to trust me. Eager why? Alia, really? I couldn't possibly imagine. I know he's rather beneath you, but at least say good faith to him. For the benefit of our little... I don't know anyone at greeting, I'll bear that in mind. I'll go and find him. I'll go and find him. Down there by the tree. Must have walked straight past him in. Hunting, my dear. Does that character have, like, problems with people? Question. Would you recognize Renba if we saw him? Meet him? I believe he activated me after I was uncovered. I suspect that is why Professor Mayari assigned me. Well, now we have a map of our inscriptions. All inscriptions. Unsolved inscriptions? Huh. And we can modify the... translation. Mayari seems to trust me. Mayari wants me to find her friend. Nikki Renbo was last heard of on his way to Maercy, so I better start. Mayari seems to trust me, though I don't know why exactly. More quests. Do you have more? Vision of the robot? You met Renba then? I think I must have. I am unsure. My activation is very indistinct. But he'd know you. Perhaps. Humans sometimes remark that robots look very similar to one another, despite the fact that I have observed humans obsessing over the difference between one potato and the next. The text is a little fast. Can we slow it down a bit? Go downstairs. Can I just say, Mistress Alia, it is wonderful to be accompanying you. I hate robots if you're going to be following me around. Oh yeah? And why is that? I find humans fascinating. You are very different to me. Yeah. I have only recently been activated. I'm calling you Six. Six, mistress? I shall remember that. I wonder if I got Mayari's translation correct. I think I did. Shape shows this is an Empire piece. Emperor. That's correct. And the emperors believe themselves to be gods. So it makes sense that the words would be almost the same. Holy. Okay, that's correct. But it still doesn't tell me... Where did this thing come from? Learned the ancient word for holy. There's Huang. There's Huang. What's he doing, Six? You know something about Renbo? What's he doing, Six? I believe he is reading. Why is he doing it out here? Perhaps the level of light is preferable, mistress. I don't like it, I'd best get this. You know something about Renbo? My character seems to have a lot of problem with other people. I don't like talking to them. Alia! I didn't know you were back on Iox. How are you, Huang? How are you? Well enough, well enough. I've been reading all day. I just came outside to rest my eyes, and there you were. Got a new robot. What were you reading? The Annals again. Did you know, Mazwai claims the Holy Empire was founded by 3 wolves racing down. Each one tore through the throat of the other, and as the 3 fell to earth. Are you really interested? Absolutely. Alright. Most people glaze over.
He began to talk with such passion that his eyes glittered, and he seemed to grow at least an inch taller.
Alia? She is not paying attention. Yes? You weren't listening. Never mind. I'll walk you to the dock. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. Something the matter? Huang, do you know Janiki Renba? But I know Renba, of course. Well, a little. Why? What did he teach? He's a roboticist. One of the best. One of the few. Did you say did? Has something happened to Janiki? I don't know. I don't know what's going on either, bro. I don't know, Huang. I'm sure it's nothing bad. Oh my. Before you go. Hardly seems important now, but found a line of ancient in the annals of Mazwai that I thought you might like. You have time, that is. Chronicles of Mazwai? Always. Here, see what you think. Can I look at this? Chronicles of Mazwai. Mazwai was an ancient writer who documented the effects of the Loop Nebula. Ancient word. So it looks like we got Holy Emperor correct. I guess. I can be confident in this translation. Given another robot. I'm going to call this one 6. Miari wants me to find her friend. Naki Reed Renbo was last heard of on his way to Mercy, so I'd better start. Renba sails to Mercy? Before leaving, he told Professor Mayari where he was going, but not why. Renba finds a brooch. Carved with ancient symbols, the brooch must have meant something he had sent to Professor Mayari. Renba sent a brooch to Professor Mayari, an old Empire period design. It's no simple present. That's Farawak. Iox. Fashioning of Eagle and Sun design is clearly an Empire period. The Holy Empire was 900, 350 to 900 years ago, and now we've got, then there was the Dark Age, which was, by the looks of it, 175 to 350 years ago, and Modern Age started 175 years. Yeah, see what you think. Empress. More words. I don't know. Passage from the Annals. I know one of these words. I'll have to guess the other two. Buried or banished? Empress. Buried, banished. Circuits, labors, rebels, robots. Empress. Buried. Rebels. Empress buried rebels? I think that's correct. Quite a monster, isn't it? Something about the Empress? Story from the founding of the Emperor Pirates. Something about the Empress? Mazwai is always writing about Emperor. I think she was a Republican. I'd best not keep you. Hope you find him. Shall we proceed to your ship now? Get out of here. Have you sailed before, Sig? I have no idea, mistress. But I am keen to find out. Though we left the hallowed walls of the Huang showed me a passage. The annals of Mazwai spoke to Huang. Now we're off to find this Renba guy. Board the Nightingale. My ship is my refuge, the only place that's truly mine. Journey to Maersi should be quick, mistress. Nice place, is it? I don't see why Miari can't go herself. I think Mario's friend is in trouble. Nice place? I do not believe so, mistress. I believe it is a farmyard. Why does a roboticist go to a farm? Study the competition, perhaps. Or perhaps there are robots buried on Maersi. Are there robots buried on Maersi? Gotta go to Elbereth 6, not Maersi. Maybe Maersi will have a few. Robots uncovered on Maersi. Is that why Renba went there? So are robots... I guess robots existed in the past as well. Because we're some sort of spacefaring civilization. Maersi is my top... What was that? Again, are there robots buried on Maersi? Most likely not. It is a moon of pigs and rice, part of the Iox Protectorate, of course. Go to Elbereth 6, not do Maersi with it. Hopefully we can make a profit on this. Maersi with a few. That seems unlikely, but it is not wealthy. Nonetheless, I will prepare the ropes. Didn't seem like a spaceship we were on, like a wooden ship. Oh, now we can move around. We go to Elbereth? Guess not. We can only go here. Alright, go. Sail. Go for it. These lines are like rivers we can traverse along. Why does a roboticist visit a rice farm? I should go there next. Sail, let's go. Ioxian space. Sailing to Maersi in the verdant pass.
Myari wanted us to sail to Maersi. It was a short sail through fast waters.
Oh, we're actually controlling the ship. Sweep sail. Oh, we can go fast. Our route goes right short. See, the force of the river is fastest in the middle mission. Surface it appears the same, but there are deeper currents below. Can do this to make it go faster. Verdant Pass. Full setting. This is your ship, mistress? Fly. Call her the Nightingale. I found her in a ruined hall on Elbereth, covered in dust. Must have been someone's prized possession one. He's mine now. That's Maersi. You can see the greenery from here. We're in some, not even planets it looks like. Maersi, a farming moon. Renba's here. Not, I need to work out where he went.
We stepped off the ship and into the mud. Mud covered the ground and rock. And everywhere I looked, things were growing from the mud. And some of those things had legs.
You're surprised to see plants and animals. Look at this place. Breathe the air. I cannot breathe, mistress. Rest assured, I am most happy for you all the same. Well then, let's see where Renba's got to. Okay, if we're really lucky, he'll have found an old pot. Guess we'll just start by questioning the locals. Landed on Mercy. Question. Where do we start? There's a series of rice terraces. We climb up, away from the water. That should take us to the village. Okay? Makes sense. Can't walk through the water, can we? We can walk. There is no way I am crossing that, miss. Robots cannot swim. Something scratched here. Oh, I could have replied, but didn't. The emblem of Iox. I suppose this is where the Maersian leave goods for the Ioxians to collect. Well, Janiki won't be hiding in there. That Teve barn was big. Moon produces a surplus of this, for what good it does them. Question. Where does all the water here come from? There's a wellspring in the rock below us, mistress. The soil is permanently saturated by it. So, these people here, living here, pay Teve to Iox, who I guess are the ruling nation. Come down here as well. Like we can go any further under. Model fashioned from copper, dating from the Holy Empire. There's an etched message. We just stumbled upon something. I doubt it's a single word. Ancient scribes didn't always trouble to put in their spaces. I don't think they expected their writing to be read. It looks like we got... yeah. Let's see now. Later. Symbols resemble my translation for buried. Do they? And this word is somewhat like my word for emperor. Is it? I'm having trouble grasping the system here. Await, stay, board, follow. Await? Await, holy light. What I'm going with. Does await holy light make sense? I could see what Huang thinks when I get back to Iox. Most likely this comes from the same side as the bridge. One Mayari gave me on Iox. And we just found it in this corner here. This new find should help us find the place. New site indicated. Indications of an unknown site somewhere in the Cyclones? The bridge Mayari gave me had to come from somewhere out in the winds of the nebula. A site that Renba had somehow found. Perhaps down there. I don't know enough to find this site yet. Collected enough evidence to infer a lost site exists. Okay. There was no indication there was anything down here at all. That's bizarre. Can't go down there. I guess we'll just continue on to the village then. Hello. Question. Can you do a scan for Janiki or something? Mistress has mistaken me for a dog. Perhaps you believe if I had a scrap of clothing, then I could trace his scent? So how are we supposed to find him? I have visual scanners of exceptional acuity, mistress. If I see him, I will let you know. Question. What is a wellspring, anyway? The source, mistress. Nothing more. But what? Source of what? Commonly, water. Also, air. Okay. So we have, like, magic water and air in our weird moon setting. Okay, we're walking automatically now.
The air smelled earthy and sweet.
Rice. Look at her. Look at the rice. Rice. Do they grow anything else here? Would not appear so. Suppose there's nothing old here. No ruins, no ancient kings, no crumbled towers. Of course not, mistress. The farmyard. The waste of my time, that's what it is. Renba's probably back on Iox again right now. Professor Mayari would have contacted me if that was the case, mistress. He is out here, somewhere. Waiting. Look at that. Look at her! She towers over everything. Elbereth has a statue like that, sort of. Just a pair of feet. Iox must have... Though I understood they had destroyed similar statues on other moons. But where do the things in the well come from? They come from the well, mistress. I do not understand the question. We're jumping around the conversation here. Warehouse. A warehouse. I thought I saw a face at the window. A woman. She ducked out of sight. Okay. Let's proceed. Look at this one. Moon seems most poor to me. There are no proper buildings. There is mud everywhere. Look at this thing. Really hideous, beautifully crafted. Where is she from? Where is she from? Goddess erected on Maesi in the ancient times. From the material, I would judge it was not quarried here, but most likely close by. Very big, you understand. Truly hideous, beautifully crafted. Can't be sure. No. It has been here long enough for its various radiation signatures to have faded. Someone's carved something. And we got something. Goddess erected on Mercy. For ritual purposes. Perhaps simply to mark an implication. That's the statue we're looking at. Covered, Renba sails, finds the bridge. Yeah. Gone for a few weeks. Someone's carved something. Symbols in the ancient script. Might be able to translate them. Or it is. Related words. Okay, so the question means we're not sure. There is this translation for a reason. See if I can remember what it was. We can change it. This is what we're looking at now, I think. Take another look at this. Holy... Goddess? Go with water. Holy water goddess. I could still change my mind, but holy water goddess? Certainly plenty of water here. She's guarding their most precious resource, keeping it all fertile. Identified the water goddess. Large, generous, welcoming, goddess of fertility as well, noted. Found carved at the base of the... But we don't know. Question. 6. You were buried? Did they find you on Iox? Indeed, mistress. They chipped me out of a wall. 6 awakes on Iox. The robots on Iox were buried in the walls. Some can still be heard. 6 is buried on Iox. 950 years ago, alongside a whole cohort of robots buried and inlaid into concrete. So if we look at our inscriptions... Hang on. That's the one that's carved at the base of the goddess. Found a copper model of a buxom goddess. This should help us trace an unknown site. That's the light one. Model is molded. Gotten site somewhere. Where's... Full inscription, solvable inscription. That's Holy Emperor. Sure, sure. Unsolved inscription. Solved, unsolved, unsolved. This is the passage. Show me a passage in the Annals of Mazwai. Empress buried rebels. Could it be robots then? Empress buried robots if they were buried in the walls. We can leave that for now. Question. What did you make of Renba's brooch 6? One he sent to Mayari. I was struck by the craftsmanship. It seemed very fine to me. It is an artisanal craft, high status. How high status? Hard to say. Possibly very high. So it's valuable? Most likely. Mistress surely does not intend to sell it. No. The question is... where did Renba get it? And question again. 6. How long were you buried on Iox? I have no idea, mistress. I do not remember it. And you don't know why you were buried? No, mistress. I can only assume I was not needed. Perhaps robots were not trusted. Perhaps, mistress. Though I have observed robots to be both more predictable and more kind than most humans. You're not the first robot I've had trailing me, you know. Every time I break or lose one, they give me another. Can't figure out why. They must take my safety very seriously. It's like they're trying to get rid of them. University cares for your well-being, mistress. I don't know why Mayari wanted me to take you with me. Professor cares about your safety. Certainly doesn't care about yours. We break a lot of robots, I guess. Nothing to say to that, bro. Our character's a little bit of a bitch, isn't she? She's kind of an asshole for no reason. Remark. There can't be that many more robots left. There were a few hundred in my cohort. That'll keep me going. And how many cohorts are there? What's a cohort? Our face is being blocked off. My manufacturing branch. It is hard to explain. They're your family? I recognize myself in them. Is that the same thing? At any rate, we would all appreciate it if you took more care of your robots. So, robots are ancient technology that we've dug up, rather than things we're making in the present. I guess that's why they said that the roboticist guy... I think Renbo is one of the roboticists. That he is one of the rare few. Robots are stupid, that's the problem. They run well up to a point. Then they throw themselves over a cliff. Throw themselves? Or are they pushed? Depends on the robot. It's usually always been the robot's fault. It's about 50-50. Usually always been the robot's. Usually always. The upper field. Does not like robots. Mark. Never understood Professor Mayari. You know she brought me to Iox from an orphanage on Elbereth. Now she keeps giving me robots when I keep using them. I really don't know what she gets out of it. Or if she likes to find Miss... Mayari? Kind? Have you met her? She's strong. She's principled. Organized. Fair. And she's as kind as a thunderstorm. No further remarks. This conversation system is strange. Where are we going? I guess we're heading up to that spot where we saw the in the window. Question. What are the chronicles of Mazwai that Huang's always reading about? I believe Mazwai was a pilgrim sailor. He writes about the various places of Hitler. About how the Great Loop has acted in these places. Mazwai believes in the Great Loop, then. Mazwai is an original source with hypothesis. Much as anything is a source in the Loop mystery. Master Huang says the book became common shortly after the establishment of the Holy Empire. What is the Loop? Is that like a religion or something? Even more rice. Lying around. I'd scoop enough into my bag to feed an Elberethian family. No one would even notice it was gone. I'd heard Elbereth was a moon of thieves. I'd assumed it was a slur rather than a strategy. Why? Why can't everywhere be like this? Enough food, enough space, water to spare? Indeed, mistress. How many moons are there in the Iox Protectorate, Sid? At the last settlement, it was 20... Iox Protectorate, initially encompassing only Elbereth and Ox, it now soon expands to incorporate other moves. 100 and... So that's the beginning of the modern era, the Iox Protectorate. Isn't that a lot to manage? There are no threats at present. This no doubt eases the situation. Plenty of rice stored up. Elbereth should move itself here. I believe that is exactly what the Protectorate exists to prevent. Okay, so there are like 4 desert moons and these rich farming moons. Elbereth is a poor moon. And I guess maybe they were at war once, but now they're, now they're both under the same ruling body. Get up over here. Look again. Iox wants more moons of Protector. Iox has sufficient income at the moment, I think. The Ioxian population isn't falling. Automatic moving again. Where are we off to? Moving. Okay. I'm higher. Let's go over here first. What would Janaki be doing here? There aren't any robots on my air seat. Are there? Are they? Warehouse. I will wait out here, mistress. You! Do I know you? You are from Iox, aren't you? Was born on Elbereth. But you are from Iox. Have you met any Ioxian? I recognized your voice, your accent. Told me you might come. Who did? My tall Ioxian. He left something for you. With the goddess, it's safe. So Janaki was here? Grim believes something with... You know where he went? I'm looking for him. He promised me he would come back. Promised he would come back. I did so like to believe. Hope you find him, miss. I'm not Mayari. I have to go now. I don't want them talking to you. Janaki left something with the goddess, did. Now why would he do a thing like that? Met a Mayarsian woman. Clear, but it seems she knew. Something else at the statue, I guess. Where are you? Buried in the mud? Most curious, mister. You heard? But I did not understand. Except that it would seem someone from Iox had visited here recently. Think there's more to be learned here, mistress? Perhaps we should return to the ship. Said Janiki left something. With the goddess. I want to find it. Need to talk to some more people. Village center will be at the highest point. Guard against flooding. No, I didn't want to go down. Mistress, if I may ask, you weren't rooting in the mud for lost robotists. What would you be doing at this moment? What would I be doing? I'd be sailing the uncharted reaches of Nebula looking for shipwrecks. There are places out there where no one's been for hundreds of years. There are echoes of voices. No. Instead, I'm standing in Pigma. Otherwise, I'd be scouring the markets of Elbereth for interesting objects. Things have a life of their own, see. Things survive, travel from person to... That sounds silly to you? Things travelling from... Hardly, mistress. I am a thing. Or maybe I'd be in the library with Juan, reading up on old transcriptions. The Empire was founded, they threw out the old way of writing, erased the past entirely. It's all still there, have to know where to look. You don't read ancient, do you? I would not know where to begin, miss. Okay, that's towards the village. I must say, mistress, despite your cool manner, I am extremely excited to be... I have never left Iox before. Go back up here. Can we get up? We can get up higher here, I think. Little automatic move, a bit annoying. The robot's gone. A gleam in the grass. That's something in the mud? No, nothing here. Okay. Mark. Not many people tending all of these crops. Plants are not like pigs. They do not require constant husbandry. What do you know about pigs? I meet people. They are also livestock. Okay. Guess we'll climb higher. How much higher? One more level, mistress. It goes up there. That goes. So they both go up. Yes. Question again? Why do they build on stilts, do you? Surely it doesn't flood up here. Mud, perhaps, mistress. Perhaps animals sleep underneath. Talk to this person. Stranger! Greetings. Greetings to you. Welcome to Mayersi. You've come to trade? This is a beautiful moon you have. It is wet enough for us, certainly. Why aren't any of you working? Ha! Now you sound like someone from Iox. Good faith to you. Please, treat our moon with respect and leave. Helpful. Is there anyone else here worth talking to? I offended him, I guess. Shall we leave? I want to look around some more. I feel like I could have gotten much more out of him. Should be a communal point somewhere here. Ugh. What? I stepped in something. Mud, mistress. Will your tracks cope with the muck? Of course they will. They clean themselves, too. Go over this way. There are little brushes under my fuselage, you understand? There are? What? Little brushes. For cleaning my tracks. People here don't much like Ioxians, I guess. If Iox rules over them, I guess they make... Hey, I feel like we got off on the wrong
Three
foot.
paths met at the heart of the village. I could imagine them all, sitting around here in the evenings, sipping rucker and singing. It seemed nice.
Taniki was here, I'm sure of it. Why? I want to know why you won't tell me. We had seen your friend. He had met with an accident among us. What would Iox do? Tell me everything or Iox will punish you. Iox is just and fair. I just want to know where he is. We have not seen him. Now leave. I don't understand why you're lying to me. Man sighed. Your friend was here. He left in a ship. Then something exploded in the sky. I do not know if that was your friend, but I do know we found this close beside Igotis. Oh, you have it! Here. Shard of crystal. Mean anything to you, Six? It is most curious. This moon does not contain any crystal of this type. Crystal indicated. What have you been up to, Remba? What kind of crystal is it? Up to, Remba. I cannot hear you, mistress. Ah, but you are talking rhetorically. Thank you for this. You are welcome. Tell your Ioxian masters, Maeosians still gracious despite all. Faith to you. So we are like, Iox rules over these people and they're not fond of it. Inferred the existence of a previously somewhere in the Cyclones. We still don't know enough to find it. That's when we get Purple Shard. Seem to think this was left by Renba. Back to the fields. He seemed to imply that Iox would punish them if they learned that he had... Come on, 6, let's try this way. Time to depart, mistress? Soon, not yet. I just wanted to come over here. Oh, and we can talk as well. Definitely no robots here. No reason for Renba to come here at all. Good faith, lady. Oh, we're talking to someone now. My apologies, Ioxian. My pigs need me. Please, if you could just... No one on my SC wants to talk to me. Locals don't seem surprised to see me. Or to see you. I imagine robots collect supplies from here. The locals I note also do not seem pleased to see you. Did I do something wrong? You came here. Perhaps that is all. I don't like Ioxians here. But because they seem to imply before the guy we were talking to that if Iox learned that Renba had been here and died, got into an accident and exploded, that they would punish him. They would punish this moon. Seems Shaniki knew he was in trouble. Perhaps he angered someone. Did they destroy his ship? Perhaps he angered someone? I think he was having a thing with that woman we were talking to. Talking about him like a lover. Sound like you don't approve of the Protectorate. I am neither for nor against it in principle, though it does not appear sustainable. A leftover from the Empire? Indeed, miss. The Arxian Guard is an increasingly minor force. Let's launch a revolution. Mistress is most droll. Mayari's brooch. Stone inside it is the same as Renba's crystal? Undoubtedly. Evidently they come from the same source. By my faith. It stinks here, how we're in the pigsty. I do not believe pigs are known for their hygiene. Okay, still, just popping. So if there are no robots, why are there ramps everywhere? Iox uses robots to collect produce from moons in the Protectorate. Seems like it would be easy to stop the robots taking anything. Pull up a few walkways and put some stones in the way. I cannot imagine that would make any difference, miss. Robots are versatile. So we're in some kind of, like, feudal system almost, where Iox rules over these moons against their will. Like, there's no democracy, I guess, apparently. More random dialogue. Do you like other robots, Sick? I have not spent much time with them. But you have met some. A few. They have always struck me as rather predictable. talk to you. That goes to the... I feel like I'll check the statue once more, but I think the crystal is all we needed. But I do not have friendships with other robots, if that is what you mean. Would you like some friends? Could set up a playdate. I'm quite content, miss. The dialogue is really odd. Well, not the dialogue itself. We'll find you some robots on Iox. Mistress, it is not like you to fraternize with other humans. We're very similar, perhaps. Mistress, I do not wish to discuss this further. Really? Why not? I appreciate your understanding, mistress. Doesn't want to talk about talking with other robots. Dialogue itself is okay. The system for it is odd. Just the random conversation. I guess it's more natural being able to talk as we, like, walk around and stuff. But it's odd. It feels like I'm not really sure when anything is going to happen or what's going to happen. Mistress, is something the matter? I'm detecting certain elevated emotional markers. Like what? Shortness of tone, mistress. Lack of compromise. Markers. You're a robot, Sid. I don't need to be nice to you. I thought I was being nice. Oh, I guess we were being a bit mean with the whole playdates thing. But I wasn't trying to. That's just how this character is. She's just kind of rude. Alright, I guess we're going back to the ship. Back to the ship, 6. Done all we can here for now. This way, mistress. So we left the warm, wet fields of Maersi. No one wants to talk to me. Inferred the existence of a previously unknown site. Got the shard, identified the water goddess, and we found that cave that... Alright, we're back on the Nightingale. Renba left a crystal for Mayari to find. But what was he trying to tell her? We could otherwise sail to Iox and tell Mayari what we've learned so far about Renba. Or... I'm quite certain in my analysis. The crystal we found, mistress, and the element inside the brooch. They originate from a moon somewhere on the edge of the cyclones. I've never been that way. The cyclones is a dangerous wild. I've never been that way. Never been that way. Search for crystal moon in the cyclones. No one has. Those are wild rivers. I wonder, what exactly did Renba discover? Dangers of sailing through a hurricane? We better find out. Is it foolish to follow him? I don't want whatever happened to Renba happening to us. I will do my best to keep you safe, miss. Then again, I imagine Renba's robot said the same thing. We're probably going to find this moon, right? Crystal Moon. The bridge Mara gave me had to come from somewhere out in the winds of the nebula. A site that Renba had somehow found. Perhaps he was down there. Don't know enough to find this site yet. We can find it here. The chunk of crystal we found on Maersi came from a distant backwater of the nebula. Does it really travel this way? I could search for this site now. This is where the brooch came from, and I guess this is where the chunk of crystal came from. Crystal Moon. Go. Or we could go back to... No. I don't want to... I didn't say go. Ah, shit. I thought we were going to go back to the university to tell Mayari. Are we being railroaded? Can't we go back? We can go back. After Tom Besson... That... Are there other ships on the rivers, Mistress? Oh god, everything's overlapping. Okay, we're navigating to Iox. Are there other ships on the rivers? I have not seen any. Turn us left up ahead, Mistress. Iox. I have to tell Professor Mayari that Remba's ship probably blew up, but I don't know how she'll take it. Professor would soften the blow if I was certain to go there next. Okay, I guess let's go search for the moon then. Silk Pass. There are other ships out here. Mist turning? What are you doing? But you rarely see them. Everyone goes at the same speed. So no one ever passes you by. People who like people stay on the ground. Oh, we can't fall off. This section is a bit odd. Do not like people. That explains a lot. Tell me. Is there anything you do like? I like silence. Oh fuck, we missed. Where are we going now? Oh, we can go. We're still good, I think. Can we go up this way? I guess not. We're doing a big Yui, I see. This sailing minigame is odd. They really didn't like Iox on Maersi. I always thought Iox treated the other moons well. Not sure what sweep sail is meant to do. Make you go. It seems like it makes you go faster. Get up ahead. Either river ahead leads to our destination junction. Okay, go this way then. Oh, need to go this way. Oh. Question. What are the Rivers 6? Flows of oxygen, hydrogen, ice. Their velocity keeps them coherent. Where are we? Vicinity of the crystal moon. My findings suggest the crystal moon should be somewhere nearby. Possible search location. I'm not sure what gave us the clue that it should be around here, but whatever. Unexplored ruin. Could this be it? There's a rock up ahead. What have we found? Above the crystal moon. Why would anyone come to a lonely spot like this? We have arrived, mistress. The moon below us is rich in purple iolite crystal. There is no surface flow. We cannot land the ship. So this is supposed to we can get Renma must have gone down somehow. Renma must have gone down somehow. Tracked down an airless moon. Indeed. Most likely he used a hopper. We might do the same. Hopper? The Nightingale is fitted with a hopper for instantaneous travel. How does it work? There is a source. The source fires at a subject and casts it into the hopper's eye. The eye refracts the signal. It is focused and reconstituted. But how does it work? I have no idea whatsoever. Is it safe? Not really, mistress, no. This moon does not have any air. I will have to go down alone. No air? So what was Renba doing here? I hope I will discover that. Please wait here. Just don't take too long. Okay, we've got a teleporter or something.
A moment later, the robot was gone, and I was alone in the dark.
Question. Up to Renba. Didn't find robots on my airseat. Did you? I flew away now. To be rid of that thing. Gosh, she really does not fucking like other people or robots or anything. Mistress. Oh. He's brought something with us. I found something, mistress. Janikis? The probability is high. I believe the moon below us was once a quarry. This box is no artifact. Renba hid this box down there? It was a superb hiding place, mistress. But whether it was with Renba's doing or not, I could not say. Box. I missed the best prompt. Better not have damaged it. It appears intact to me. There isn't a snake in it. Roll of cloth? Open Renba's hidden box. Why would Renba hide something like this? Must have had a reason for this. His choice of hiding place was extreme. Oh, we've reached in. Thick fabric. Nikki, what is this? Kind of robe? But it's hundreds of years old. Something stitched along the belt. Tiny characters picked out in a darker thread. All translations. Purple robe. This is a long one. Let me think. Plated one. Light. All. Soldier. Lee. Pilgrim. The goddess at the end of it. Follow weaker emperors together. Gather. Gather. I mean, I'm just guessing, basically. Gather Pilgrim. Together? Gather pilgrims together. For Are you a pilgrim, Renba? A ceremony robe, I suppose. The question is, why did Renba hide this? There's more in here. This is a finely made golden telescope. Beautifully preserved. Heirloom, maybe. Has that look to it. Something that was old even when... Casing has been inscribed, mistress. Got another one. This one is a phrase run together. Finally make a golden telescope. Stand. Stand, light. Feeling confident about my translation of light. Okay. Stand. Related. Stand, stars, light. Stand, stars, light? I don't think this is the same place or period, that robe. In fact, I don't think we've seen anything equivalent to this telescope before. So it must have originated on a site that's undocumented. Locate this object. Inscription. Whoa, 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 whoa! Just updated. All inscription. Solved inscription. No, that's... the movement around here is unsolved inscription. All. Okay. Hang. I'm fucking... How do I move? Oh, I go left. It's with the stick. Golden telescope. I need to learn more if I want to learn this. Stand, stars, light. Oh, follow stars, light. Maybe? Makes more sense. This one. Purple robe. Gather, pilgrim together. Sound carved at the base of the Maesic goddess. I feel like that's probably all correct. A model of a boxen. Follow holy light. The passage in the annals. Buried robot. This is the only one we've solved. Holy Emperor. Okay. Must originate on a site that's undocumented. That's not all. Also a scrap of a page from a book. How did Remba get his hands on all this? Margin appears to be marked, Mr. More text. The end of a longer line of text. Pilgrim? Follow. Oh, good. Not enough here for me to guess the rest. I'll have to hope I see these sequences again. Does Pilgrim's Follow work? Maybe there used to be more to it. I guess this comes from the same place as the telescope. Having this should be helpful in pinning down where these were made. Were these leads or are these things what Rembo was after? Wait, mistress. I will consider the matter. Renville was hoarding artifacts. Can you work out where the robe originated? Renville was hoarding artifacts. Somewhere no one would find them. You wanted Mayari to find them? Mayari to find them. Why would Mayari care? Makes sense. Can you work out where the robe originated? I fear so. It is not a good location, Miss. Professor Mayari was keen that we found Master Renba. I'm sure that Master Renba is equally keen to be found. Unless he's already dead. He's been sailing out to places like this one. Evidently, it is worse than that, Miss. Found chemical traces on the box casing. I believe Remba did not rely on sails to reach his destination, but rather an explosive propellant. So he's... propellant? Where was he going? I'm not exactly certain, Nicholas, but I believe Remba travelled far from home, into the eye of the cyclone. Triangulated at the moon where the purple robe originated. Okay, we figured it out something. Back down in this room, opened his box. So are we going there? Renba found something, possibly deep in the swirling waters of the cyclone. There's still more to find. Is Renba waiting to be found? I know enough to find this site. How are we going to get there if we're using a sailing ship? Oh, I see there's something... It looks like there's something that goes in here. Go, I guess. Possibly deep in a swirling waters. We could go back though, right? Traveled to the lush rice fields of Mercy on the trail of Janiki Rim, but found nothing except for a curious crystal shard. I missed the place. The air there is soft and... Any reason to return, I would. Elbereth is my home. Throw more up when I want to... We could go back to Iox. I have to tell the professor that Remba's ship probably blew up. I don't know how she'll take it. Perhaps it would soften the blow if I was certain. Go there next. The game is clearly wanting me to go to the Cyclone Eye, right? Let's go back to Iox and see what happens. Cyclonies. Cyclone. Sailing to Iox in Ioxian space via the Wires and the Verdant Pass. Fuck. Renva must have really wanted to hide what he hid in that box of... Oh, holy shit. Oh. I wonder why. Hold on, 6. I cannot hold on, mistress. We're in one piece. We appear to be. Whoosh. Another rapid. The whole area is wild. Better check the hull when we next land. We'll need to turn left, miss. Okay. I've been analyzing the purple robe we found in Renba's tool chest, miss. Yes? Fabric appears to be of significant age. Light comes from somewhere else. That's clear. Where? Is that place where Renba is? Cannot analyze for that, miss. Should go right momentarily, miss. The wires. Another part of the nebula. Violet crystals from the side of Renba's cache must have been mined during the Empire. Make things like that brooch Renba found. Might be some evidence of that work left. Some artifacts from connected sites. And we're going into Diox, I guess. Mistress, there's some kind of ruin some distance away on the right side of the river. Unexplored ruin. Saw a ruin here but didn't land. Okay. There is no air, mistress. Wish to investigate, I will have to go down alone. We can go back on. We can go there on the way back. Ah, this sailing is weird. Path turns left, mistress, as should we. I'm thinking our guess about Renba finding robots on Maersi must be wrong. That box was old artifacts. Nothing to do with robots at all. Indeed, mistress. Gotta be heading close, right? Just the turn. Let us down, 6. Yeah, that was a long way. University of Arcs. We should tell the professor what we think happened to her. Look at this place, 6. It looks modern, but it's ancient. Here and there, bits of the architecture go back thousands of years. Go over here. We talk to you. Mayari should be up in her office. Alia! What's this guy again? Tell me, are you still wasting your time on your curious notions of history? Not now, curator, I'm busy. What's so curious? Well, now, your ideas are hardly wholesome. All that death and decay. You devote yourself to a real silence. Alex, maybe. Luke philosophy. There's a 2,000-year-old statue on Maersi. You know that? You can see the chisel marks from where it was carved. What a strange thing to say. Good faith to you, Alia. May the waters light your way. Ah. I really hate him. Understandable, miss. Yeah, I understand too. They don't even believe in history here. They think the past and the future are the same thing. Like time was a loop. Like time was a clock face, miss. It is quite rational. Don't tell me you believe it. Of course not. The loop goes against all observable properties of time, not to mention basic entropy. But I have observed humans do not find contradictions hard to accept. Contradictions like what? Like you, mistress. You dislike robots and you rely on them. You are interested in history, yet you ignore your own. You are interested in people, and yet you prefer to be alone. Yeah. Stop. I've heard enough. You are inquisitive, but prefer silence. Baffling. 6. What do you know about the Loop Temple? I know little of the Loop mistress. The Loop priests claim that life is a great cycle. They believe that all that happens happened before. Okay. Literally happened? Do they think we've had this conversation before? I believe that is the idea, mistress. Is it true? The probability of it is incalculable, mistress. There is no meaningful data. Okay, so that's what the loop is. It's a philosophy that time is a loop where everything continuously repeats. Can I talk to you? Yeah, that guy was an asshole. I understand why. Oh, hello. You again. Professor Mayari is waiting for. I know, what do you think I'm here? Send you to fetch me? Of course not. You are not so very important. Travel safely, Alan. I understand why she's a bit misanthropic now. That guy is kind of an asshole. You robots are so ancient. Don't you have the whole history of the nebula in your head somewhere? Perhaps some do. I do not. Very helpful. So what do you remember? I remember my activation, nothing before that. Perhaps I had never been activated before. But perhaps you had? Quite so. Very helpful. Alright, let's go tell this lady that her friend is dead. Alia, you're back. But I don't know if I want to ask what you found. Maybe you don't, Professor. It's not good news. I'm not a child. Tell me what you saw. Then, we found a crystal. Renba found it first and left it on Mierci. For you. Same crystal as was in that brooch. And where is he now? In the cyclone. Dead, most likely. Torn apart by the winds. Interesting. You're certain? No, Professor. We returned before we had properly resolved the issue. We have a lead. The local people saw a fireball in the sky. Renba's ship? Alia, I want to know for sure. And I want to know what he was doing out there. He told me he'd learned something about the fall. What fall? What fall? And you say you believe in history. Iox fell, Alia. The Empire collapsed. Our Protectorate is the Empire of old, and the fall will come again. If we are not ready for it, we will not survive it. The fall was nearly 350. Ancient history. You are quite wrong. That's what Renba was doing for me out there. Trying to learn how the fall will occur. And Renba found something inside one of his robots. Found what? I don't know. The robot told him something. Set him to digging up something on a moon near Elbereth. Hired laborers from the Elbereth markets to do the work, and then I heard nothing until he sent me that brute. But the robot knew about the fall, Hully. The robots know everything. The robots might know, but they can't remember. But what do they know? Everything. If we are to survive the fall, Alia, we must understand it too. It is coming, and soon. You really believe this? I'm growing tired of your cynicism. Find what Renba found. We have to know what will happen. What is she on about? The fall is... So the Empire fell, and then there was the Dark Ages, and then there's Modern Ages. She's suggesting that the Iox Protectorate is also going to fall. But what... Why does she believe that? Flung around? I have no idea. Most likely, where else would he be? Please, Alia. Leave me to think. I feel like we can... So the Empire fell, but now she believes that... And the Iox Protectorate is the... One last thing, Alia. You notice anything strange about your new robot? Tell me. I understand you. Robots are valuable things, Alia. I want to know immediately if anything happens to... I hope that's clear. Worry too much. She worried I'm gonna break it. No, I do not. You believe her, mistress. You believe in the loop? What do you think? I have no data, miss. So were you off while you were buried? Asleep? Is that why you can't remember it? I do not know, mistress. I cannot remember. Maybe the roboticists wiped your memory after they dug you up. If I'd been buried alive for 100 years, I'd be mad. It was longer than that. 1,000 years, perhaps. But I cannot remember them. I wonder what else you use. So, is she suggesting the Iox Protectorate is going to fall in the same way as the Emperor is going to fall? Or does she mean that she believes that time is looping and that we ourselves are this repeating the actions of the Empire, and so we are going to fall because of that? Oh shit, I missed her. Here we go. Renville was hiring laborers from Elbereth, and the lady who runs the market there should remember him. Can't be many Ioxians hiring workers from her. What market, miss? Up in the Catkeets. I think you're going to hate it. Now, surely one must try to follow Janaki's trail further. Perhaps we should return to the ship now, mistress. What to do? What to do here? Walk around a little bit. Maybe Huang is around. The library.
The library is a quiet spot to think. Except when Huang's in there, which of course, he always is.
Alia, you're back. Find Renba. Hello, Huang. Well? That's sounding like maybe you didn't. Did he go native on some wild moon? I've heard there are places out there where people get up to all sorts of... Sounds like you've been reading too much. I kind of want to say he's dead. Sounds like you've been reading too much. There are books in here that claim all sorts of... Moon of ghosts. Moon ruled by a buried god. Jungle of trees made of teeth. Want to come sailing with me sometime? By the stars, no. And keep your space demon. Bad news, isn't it? About Renba. He's dead. Dead, Huang. Oh. Are you sure? Know him well? No, not really. But I mean, professors. Supposed to die in soft chairs watching the fountain. Listen, Huang. How old are these books of yours? some are really old. Not, you know, not ancient. They date back to the first Empress or so. Why aren't there any books older than the first Empress? I don't know. There just aren't. Suppose they were all lost in the fall. Found any artifacts you want me to look at? Quite a few. Brooch found on Lox. Iox. Found this brooch. That's a nice piece. Not seen anything quite like it. Can you tell me anything? Symbology is a classic Holy Empire, of course. Eagle and Sun. Older, more ancient versions have naturalistic. Oh, and it looks heavy to me. Heavy brooches hold up heavy cloth. Light brooches hold up light cloth. So it must have belonged to someone important. You want me to archive the brooch? No. Finished with it yet. Oh. Show him another. Made a few finds recently. Oh yes? The robe. What do you think of this robe? Very fine cloth. It must have belonged to someone important. I've seen this kind of thing before, too. Wait a moment. Let me see if I can find it. Here. This is an early Empire shroud, found on a splinter in Ioxian space. More characters in ancient script. Oh, we got another... more text. 2 words, not one. Where does one word end and the next start? There's Emperor. Imperial Wrap. Leaves one word to guess. Similar to light, pilgrims, or stars. Emperor sleeps. Emperor sleeps. Because it's on the funeral wrap. I wonder if Renber knew what he'd found. An Emperor's robe, Alia. Perhaps an Emperor died under it. I'll take the robe to the archives then. Oh, I'm not finished with it. Alia, I can't help but notice you seem to keep back a lot of things that belong here in the university, where they will be safe. They're important for my research. They aren't artifacts, they're objects. They have purposes, places. I need them to understand the nebula. Right. Sorry to... Alia, about Renber. Oh, Mayari already? Why? Oh, no reason. Just interested in how she'd take it, that's all. She went off looking for him. I began to wonder if they were closer than I'd realized. That's much as I don't always notice these. Well, I told her. How did she take it? She seemed almost indifferent. Really? You know, I always thought she didn't like him. Always got the worst room. First lunch lecture slot in the desk. Maybe she just wanted me to make sure he was there. I'm sure she cares about all the stuff. Maybe. Oh dear. That's not very funny at all, really. Books on the topic. Show him another artifact. Iolite crystal. Take a look at this iolite crystal. Very pretty. You know what it is? It looks like iolite. I'm sure Six could have told you that. Renber left it for Mayari on Maersi. Find out why. Best keep it. I don't think the archivist... Another thing. About Renber. Do you know what he was doing out there in the nebula? I didn't know him. That's not what I asked. Alia, you alright? Seems shaken up. Just want to know what's going on. Makes sense, any of it. Why did he go out there? Why did Mayari send me out there? Why wasn't there anything there? He'll figure it out, I'm sure. Okay, thank you. You know Renba was hiring laborers. No. What for? I wish he was exploring. But I don't know what, and I don't know if he found it. Maybe you should ask them. Ask who? Maybe. There's a market on Elbereth, isn't there? So I'm told. You've never been to Elbereth, have you? No, it doesn't sound like my kind of place. Show him another artifact. Show him the carved model. Have you seen anything like this model? Take a look. Inscription. I read it as follow holy light. Now I'm sure you're right on follow. Okay, learned it. Cool. Thanks, Juan. Now, I've seen something similar, if I remember right. Also had script. Now, where's that volume? I'll be getting more stuff to translate. Here it is. Show me. It was marked onto a kindly goddess effigy, found floating in the wash near Myersi. Don't know if it's related, of course. Start of a fragment of text. Light is there. There's only one word here to resolve. Watch. Pilgrims sleeps. Perhaps go. Travel light. Travel light. That will do. You have any more like that? Let me see. No, nothing comes to mind. Creators will be most interested in the model, I'm sure. Finished with it. Oh, well, of course. I best get on with some work myself now. Talking. Read anything good recently? I've been indexing mostly. And that's it. We can't show him Telescope. Books on all topics. I don't know how you find the time to read all of these. Oh, well, I make the time, I suppose. Alright. See you later, bro. See you soon, Huang. See you soon. Are you ready to go yet, mister? Not just yet. No one else free to talk to around here, is there? Probably not. Why does Mayari believe fall is coming? That's what Renba was looking for, information on how to prevent the fall. And if it's about the loop philosophy, I've been considering Renba's decision to hide the funeral robe mystery. It implies that he knew what it was, knew it was significant. Why do you think Renba hid the robe? Perhaps he simply wished to hide his discovery, but otherwise. It occurs to me he might have known that the site would be discovered, and he wished to conceal what he found and had removed from it. And who he found there. think Renba found the body of the last emperor. So why hide the evidence the way he did? You'll be aware that the Great Loop requires the bodies of burned mysteries. It is a practical requirement of the loop. The soul cannot come again until it has left its original body. The last Emperor of Iox dies inside the Eye of the Cyclone. Seems hard to believe, but have we really found the deathbed of the last Holy Emperor? The last Emperor disappeared. Iox fell to invaders and the Empire was destroyed, but the Empire himself escaped to a hideout in Maersi. Fall of Iox. Royal family murder, the guard ships destroyed, the Nebula fell into disarray. Is the loop perhaps the idea of the loop more figurative? More saying that history repeats itself rather than everything has literally happened, like everything literally happens on repeat. The loop faith of the Holy Emperor revived the light. All has destroyed the Empire, but they never extended their reach beyond Iox. Generations passed in obscurity. University of Iox, founded to study the events within the loop. And then we zoom over. Adversity. Mayari takes over Iox. Over the leadership of the university after her predecessor died. So, Mayari is the leader of the university. I began to study Flopney in the same group as Mayari takes me to Iox. Mayari visits the orphanage on Elber. Happy. Roy. Why is the third robot specifically mentioned? Six awakes on Iox. Mayari wants me back on Iox. Oh, here we go. Janiki Remba hires laborers. Remba finds some unknown moon. He hid them along with the robe on the airless moon. The robot had told him where to dig, but what was he looking for? Renba discovers Renba's dig site. Renba learns something from his robot. Something set him on the path that led to Renba's. Mayari said the robots know everything. Does that mean the robots are, like, persistent through the loops? So they know everything that has happened and everything that will happen? Oh, we got a map now as well. Site of Renba's cache. This is the airless moon where Renba hid his stash of mines. An emperor's funeral robe and perhaps an emperor's body, impossibly deep in the cyclones. There's still... We can go to Elbereth as well. Elbereth is my home. And we found this unexplored. Mark. The emperor's body was an important find for Renba to make. Maybe even serious. Imagine if someone was claiming to be the emperor's loop. So Remba left a trail for Mayari to follow, starting with that brute. And then he continued on his journey. So he must have found something else on that moon in Maersi. Huh. So, right, they were talking about the funeral rites and stuff as well. So if, as part of the loop religion, I guess, bodies are burned and that means the soul goes on to inhabit someone else. You're saying Renba was hiding the fact that the last emperor had never returned to the loop. Why would he do that? I can only speculate, mistress. But perhaps because someone claims to be the emperor returned? Does anyone claim to be the emperor reborn? Not publicly. The university, as you know, has its priesthood. They allocate power as they see fit. Renba was a dedicated member, as is Professor Mayari. Are you saying Mayari claims to be an actual emperor? I do not know her, but if she did, what would a discovery such as Renba's mean to her? Wow, this is starting to have like political implications, I guess. So does the university is the university the governing body of Iox? So is Mayari effectively the leader of the entire Protectorate? Surely not, right? But if someone is actually the Emperor's loop, so how old is the Nightingale Mistress? Sure. Nearly 1,500 years. And we got more stuff on construction of the Nightingale. Fashion summer on Elbereth, perhaps, or else for an Elberethian sailor. So, like, the Emperor gets burned, and then someone is claiming to be their soul reincarnated. And what would that mean, though? That they get to be the leader of Iox? Of effectively this entire empire? You do not think to give your ship to the curators on Iox? He's an archaeological find, after all. You think I should give the ship to Iox? It would seem to me to be your job. But I am new to this. Iox doesn't like people to have ships. They would have burned her. Ship is no secret, Maestro. Professor Mayari knows you sail, of course. Mayari lets me do what I like. I don't really know why. Let's go, I guess. You're like, look at this thing. Look at this thing, 6. No, it's the oldest Iox. Or so they say. Evidently, it is said to be a sundial mystery. Touch it. An inscription. Oh. One is a fractured fragment from an longer phrase. Emperor is there. Gather. A translation gather doesn't feel right now. Oh, okay, so we've ruled that out. Hopefully I can make some better guesses this time. Emperor. All. Emperor. Watches. All? Emperor watches all. Empire period work. Empire period work. Or older with the motto etched in. The sundial made here? Naturally, mistress. Curiously enough. Why is it that curious? It seems to me this sundial could never have worked, at least not in this location. No light? I suspect whoever positioned this here did not realize how it ended up. So how do you know how the sundial is meant to work? How do you know? It is apparent from the design, mistress. A child could come. Touch it. Ancient. Older than all the buildings. Maybe the sundial isn't a timepiece at all. Perhaps it's simply art. Art without meaning is void, mistress. And what would you know about art, robot? No response to that? Yeah, get owned, bitch. It's amazing. That's like, there's a lot of dialogue. I mean, it's not voiced, but still. Just lots of random conversations that pop up. It's kind of interesting. Oh, we're heading back down automatically, which I didn't much. I don't much like this automatic walking stuff, where you'll get on a staircase and then the game just automatically takes you there. even though you could just walk there yourself. Like, I didn't want to go all the way down. I guess we'll go back to the ship and we can go by that anomaly we went past. Can we look at let's look at our inscription. Where are our inscriptions? We go up. And embossed on the Emperor watches all. The other one that had that balls. All pilgrims together. I think it's probably all. The purple robe. You don't know now. Mistress. Exactly how many robots have you lost? I think you can probably guess by your name, right? Can't you guess? 6? I am appalled. They just keep giving me more. The translation system is not as puzzly as I was expecting. You kind of just make guesses, and then the game seems to like randomly say you're right or wrong. Get off this rock. A mystery. So we left the university, but the story is interesting. Found learned the word follow. Quoted on, and we're supposed to be a student of history, but we don't know any words of this ancient script. We have to learn it all from. This is everything we did there, I guess. Fraction of the Nightingale. We can't look at it on that. Alright. Renber's Crystal. Beautiful enough. That doesn't explain what Renber was doing. Road Shiniki hid. I don't believe an emperor died under this thing. Nebula. Look out there. Seems to go on forever. Mistress? I could sail forever. What if the rivers aren't natural at all? What if they weren't created by storms or magnetic fields or anything like that? What else could they be? I don't know. Something whole. Something with a design. There are no designers. Imagine a ship dragging flows behind it the way a plough drags out a furrow. Tapestry of cloud and smoke. The wellsprings drive the flows, mister. Don't tell me you believe springs are natural. They exist in nature. And the wellsprings just seem to be sources of elements. So, like, they just give off oxygen and other elements and water. And that's what enables all this matter to exist. Take to the river. I will ready the ropes, mistress. Go. No, not here. Or ruin. And then we'll go to Elbereth to ask about those laborers. That might, but I think we'll go into this. Find this one. Sailing to an unknown moon. Pass control to 6? You want to try 6? I can try, mistress. You are certain. Oh, and this is fast travel? Okay. Mistress, I can indeed sail. We're here, mistress. Ruin. I would guess it dates from ancient times, mistress.
The
I will
robot
investigate,
hoppered
mistress.
away, and I was alone. Then it came back.
I recovered a scratched pendant of silver. Must have come from somewhere close to here. Look at the craftsmanship. Many details worked in. The maker didn't include an inscription on the pendant. You sailed before 6? I don't know, mistress. When I connect to the winches aboard the ship, they do seem to fit. You can just sail around randomly. I wonder if I once enjoyed sailing. Perhaps you crashed a ship into that hole you were found in. Buried yourself at high speed. I was buried the right way up, miss. Where are we going? Where are we now? Oh, we're right near Elbereth. Oh, we can't go there as a destination. This is the only place we can go to. Ouch. I think somebody ordered me to stand still. While they poured the cement around me. Would someone order you like that? Wouldn't try to preserve yourself? I think perhaps a primary user could. I do not know. Go straight on here, mistress. If Huang was right about the road, then an emperor died on this road we're heading for. Nothing to say about that?
They say on Iox that the rivers flow with the souls of the dead. Anything to scare you to the ground.
A rapid. Let's hope that was the way we wanted to go. Whatever, we're getting closer bit by bit. Oh, and now we can pass control if we want. I guess that lets us fast travel the rest of the way, but we might pass more ruins, right? There's all this, like, all these little extra paths that might have, like, stuff hidden in them. There's probably loads of stuff to find. The Wellspring 6. What about them? The air they pour out, the air we breathe. Where does it come from? Where do any of us come from, miss? Where did I come from? You think you'll ever find your home? With respect, mistress, it does not matter. Machinery breaks down. Machinery does not retire. Beautiful, eh? Just sailing. Not much to it. Basically going straight, but pretty. Music's. I like the little conversation too. Either of the rivers continues to our destination.
All the rivers of the nebula flow to Iox in the end. If you tie off your sail, Iox is where you'll wash up. It's the heart of the nebula. Or else, it's the gutter.
I didn't even know Renba sailed. I didn't know that anyone on Iox did. Not really. But here he was, exploring the wilds. His most curious mystery. One wonders what he was looking for. Path turns left, sure. Okay. At some point, I might want to like start just randomly going down different paths to see if there's anything. Mistress, there's another airless shipwreck some way on the left. There it is. Go. We didn't really pass it, but whatever. Got there, 6. Evidently, is indeed. There it is. This site appears to date from the earliest days of the Nebula mission.
The robot
Wait,
wasted
mistress.
no time.
Found a scratched golden compass engraved with a circle design. Just floating out there? No inscription on the casing. I think this comes from the same source as the scratched pendant. One we found out in the wash. There we go. But it doesn't have an inscription, so we don't get any language from it. Just like goodies, I guess? Oh, wait, I pressed the button to hand it to him. Where are we? Okay. We've reached uncharted waters, man. Need to turn left, okay. Pass it to him now. Found a scratch gold necklace. I'll need to learn more if I want to locate the object's site of origin. It defines. Scratch silk pendant. Yes, that was 2 days ago, so time is actually passing quite quickly. It's already been more than a day since we were on Iox. Saw some kind of structure just there. Oh god. We're not stopping for it now. Guess not. Just go to the... It's gonna take us ages to get back here otherwise. Our ship is kind of shaped like a beetle or something. Whoa. Where are we? Like we're almost heading in. What did you call your first robot, Nicholas? Probably robot. Presumably you did not call it one. Unless you were already planning your robocidal spree. We're not through it yet. Why? Why does it matter what I called it? It's long gone. It matters. Robots are ancient. We are unique and irreplaceable. Vicinity of Eye of the Cyclones. Once unmade, we cannot be remade. We matter. Available data suggests the Eye of the Cyclone is around here. Can't see which way to turn at this branch. Have to choose one and explore. I think we found it. I see it. There's something up ahead. Moon? There's air, but no upriver, mister. The ship here and hop her down. Please do not be alarmed. Quite safe. Eye of the Cyclone. Ren will be waiting for it.
The hopper fired, and for a moment I was gone. Not aboard the Nightingale, not on the moon beneath. It could have been a heartbeat or an hour. But I didn't feel the cold until I reappeared.
Pile of rocks smashed together by the water. Janiki had a taste for places like this. I have a feeling about this. Whatever Renbo was after, we're close. I hope he will be grateful to find him. We're taking considerable risk. This way. Do you think we will find him? I prefer to believe that we will. I would like to meet him again. I do not remember him well, but I bear him no ill will. Okay, this looks like where we were in the sort of the prologue, the beginning spot of the game. I guess this goes back to the ship. But that's where I'm going to call it here for tonight. Interesting game. It's like quite different to what I was expecting. It's not very... I was expecting sort of more direct puzzly sort of stuff. Hang on. Do not sprain your ankle out here, mistress. You are unsuitably far from help. and it's just saved just now. I was expecting more puzzle stuff with the whole language translation thing, but it seems to be a bit random. But it's interesting how it sort of branches, seems to like give you branching dialogue based on what you answer for the translation. So it's more of a story focused game, but I'm quite interested in where it's going. This whole thing with the loop and this whole thing with the learning this fallen history. So yeah, I'm definitely going to give this more go. But for now, that will be it. Watching. Catch you next.